Hi friends, today we will discuss about monostable multivibrator. So this monostable multivibrator has one stable state, one stable state and one quasi-stable state. That means it requires one triggering, it requires one triggering to change the state from stable state to quasi-stable state. To change the state from stable state to quasi-stable state, it requires triggering, and after entering into quasi-stable state, automatically after certain duration, it will enter into stable state. So now let us consider that Q1 Q1 is in off state and Q2 is in on state. So let's say Q1 on, sorry, Q1 off. Initially let's say Q1 off, Q2 on. So when Q1 is in off state, then the current flowing into base of this transistor will be 0, and similarly the current flowing into collector of this transistor will also be 0, and the potential at this point we call it as Vc1 will be approximately Vcc, because a small amount of drop will be across Rc. So Vc1 will be Vcc, and I can write here IC1 equal to 0, IB1 equal to 0, and VC1 is equal to VCC, and base of this first transistor VB1 will be negative, because as I said Q1 is in off state. So VB1 is VB1 is a negative value. So this is what actually when Q1 is in off. Now as I said Q2 is in on state. Once when once a Q1 is in on state, the voltage at this point Vc2 will be Vce saturation, that is 0.3 for a silicon. So that is Vce Vc2 Vc2 I can write it as Vce saturation, that is 0.3 volts, and the base voltage VB2 VB2 here, the base voltage VB2 will be VB2 is equal to 0.7 volts, that is VBE sat. VB2 will be VBE saturation and it is 0.7. So VB2 is equal to VBE saturation and this is 0.7 volts. Now let us say, now let us draw the waveforms for this corresponding state. Okay, okay, let us draw the graph. So I have assumed one stable state. This is actually a stable state. So the stable state is Q1 off. Stable state is Q1 off, Q2 on. So Q1 off in the sense VC1, sorry, Q2 on in the sense VC2 is VCE sat and VB2 is VBE sat. So let us draw this. VC2 is VCE sat. VC2 is VCE sat, that is 0.3 volts here, and VB2 is VBE sat 0.7. So here I can write, so it is VCE saturation, here it is VBE saturation. Now as I said Q1 is in off state, Vc1 will be Vcc and Vb1 will be a negative voltage. So Vc1 is Vcc means here let's say this is some Vcc, and VB1 is negative means it's a negative voltage. Let's say this is the reference. So this is actually a VCC and it is a negative value, that is VB1 is negative. Okay, after this, once if it is in stable state, now as this transistor is in off state, this capacitor has tendency to charge in this way through RC. Through RC, the capacitor C will charge in this way. So Now the capacitor, let's calculate what is the amount of charge. As I said, the path is in this way. The path is in this way. Let's say it is a positive and it is negative, and let us calculate what is the capacitor voltage. So now what is the capacitor voltage means, here actually the voltage is, I can apply KVL over here. So by applying KVL from VC1 to VB2, what I will get is VC1 is equal to capacitor voltage VC, and VB2 plus VB2. So from this, VC is given by VC1 minus VB2. VC1 is VCC, so it is VCC minus VB2 is VBE saturation. That is the capacitor voltage VC. Let us assume, for our convenience I am assuming, let's say VCC is equal to 12 volts, for example. So if it is true, then VC is equals to 12 minus 0.7. So the capacitor voltage will be 11.3 volts. Here the voltage is 11.3 volts. That means the capacitor has charged in this way up to 11.3. So this is in the stable state. So now, in order to change the state of these transistors, now we need to apply triggering. So I can apply a negative triggering to the base of second transistor, or a positive triggering to the collector of second transistor. Either way we can apply. Let's say I have applied some negative voltage or negative triggering at the base of second transistor, so that Q2 will be in, Q2 now will enter into off state. Once if we apply triggering, immediately this on state Q2, actually it was in on state, now it will move to off state. So once if it is in off state, this voltage VC2 will no longer VCC, because no current will flow through this Q2, and now this voltage will immediately, because as no current flows to Q2, right, so this voltage will immediately rise to VCC. Now here we have a speed up capacitor C1. Now the voltage is suddenly followed from VCE sat to VCC. This capacitor will act as short circuit. So short circuit in parallel with resistor, this complete combination will act as a short circuit. So these VCC will immediately reflect to the base of the first transistor, which is more in positive, will in turn make Q1 enter into on state. Will in turn make Q1 enter into on state. So if Q1 is in on state, now IC1 will never be, IC1 is not equal to 0 now, something will flow, and IB1 will also not equal to 0, and this VCC is no longer VCC, now it is VCE saturation. VCE saturation. So now let us see what could be the diagram for this. Okay, so after triggering, now Q1 is in on state, Q2 is in off state. So now let us see what is the mechanism. So when I say now it is in quasi-stable state, that is Q1 on and Q2 off. So immediately when it is in quasi-stable state, this is the circuit diagram, indicates a circuit diagram indicates after triggering. This is after triggering. So once the states has been changed, that is the quasi-stable state. In quasi-stable state, Q1 is quasi-stable state, Q1 is in on state and Q2 is in off state. So once Q1 is in on state, VC1 will now immediately will have a VCE sat. So VC1 will be VCE saturation, and VB1 will be, sorry, VC1 is VCE sat. So VC1 is the VCE sat, that is 0.3, and VB1 will be VBE sat, because it is a on transistor, and this IC1 is not equal to 0, IB1 is also not equal to 0. When Q2 is in off state, this IC2 will be now 0, IC2 will be 0, and the current flowing through this transistor IB2 will also 0. But once Q2 is in off state, immediately the voltage VC2 will now rise to VCC. The voltage VC2 is now VCC, it is not VCE sat. Now what is the voltage at base of the second transistor? VB2 is what? It's a question mark. Now let us try to calculate the voltage VB2. So here actually previously the voltage at VC1 was VCC. Now it has been immediately fall to VCE sat, a very less voltage. Now the voltage here has been dropped from VCC to VCE sat. Let's say we shall apply some KVL and try to find out the base voltage. So here it is VCE sat, that is VC1 is equal to capacitor voltage plus VB2. So already capacitor voltage known, that is 11.3. Here it is VCE sat. So from this VB2 is equal to VC1 minus VC. It is VC1 is actually VCE sat minus this is the capacitor voltage. Now let us, for our convenience, just for our understanding purpose, let us calculate by substituting the assumed values. As I said here, let assume it is 12 volts. So if I substitute that, this is 0.3 minus VC is actually 11.3 and it is minus 11 volts. That means base voltage will fall to, that is the base voltage VB2 will now fall to minus 11 volts. What is this minus 11? That means, see, actually the voltage over here is falled from VCC to VCE sat. VCC to VCE sat. How much it has been fall? So here 12, here it is 0.3. So the difference over here it is 11.7. So capacitor will never respond to instantaneous changes, it will act like short circuit. So this base voltage will also falls by same 11.7 volts. So already previously it was 0.7, now it has been dropped by 11.7. So it will now minus 11.7. Now it will give minus 11 volts. So that means, in what way I will be going to get this minus 11 volts? Let us see. So as I said, it is at minus 11 volts. So total how much we shall see. So if I apply KVL, over here, this VCC, if I apply KVL at this point to this loop, so that is VCC is equal to, let's say the branch current over here, it is I1 RC plus VC1. So from this I1 RC is nothing but VCC minus VC1. So that is actually VCC minus VCE saturation. That is VCC is 12 minus VCE sat is 0.3, that means 11.7 volts. So I1RC drop is 11.7 volts. So when the voltage over here falls from VCC to VCE sat, that means there is that much reduction. It has been dropped from 12 to 0.3. 11.7 has been dropped. That complete voltage will now appear across this resistor. This complete voltage will now appear across resistor, so that the base voltage will also falls by the same 11.7, so that it will be dropped up to minus 11, dropped by 11.7 or dropped to minus 11. So that means already this base voltage VB2, it was previously at VBE saturation, and it is now, and it is been followed by this voltage, that is I can write here I1 RC. So the base voltage is now followed by how much? It is 11.7, that is it is dropped up to minus 11 or dropped by minus 11.7. That means VB2 will also falls by same amount, that is subtraction. Here I can write like this, VB2, we can write VB2 as VB2 is equal to, previously VB2 actually it was VBE sat, that is the previous state VBE sat minus the drop here is VCC minus VCE sat, VCC minus VCE sat. So this VCC minus VCE sat is nothing but I1 RC. So I can replace that with I1 RC. So VB2 is equal to VBE saturation, VBE saturation minus I1 RC. So previous voltage will drop by minus I1 RC. So if I draw the waveform in the next state, actually, let's say here in the first case it is Q1 off and Q2 on. So here Q1 on, let's say Q2 off. In this state, so it is Q2 off, Q1 on. Now let's say what will be going to happen. So base voltage is followed by minus, I mean it will drop, there is a such huge fall down of base voltage. So as I said, Q1 is in on state. So in after triggering, we'll see what is this voltages. It is, as per our discussion, in quasi-stable state, Q1 on, Q2 off. So Q1 on means VC1 is VCE sat, VB1 will be VBE sat. So when Q2 off means, so when I say Q2 off, VC2 will be VCC, and now here VB2 is this one. Okay, now let us draw the circuit, waveforms. So in quasi-stable state, Q2 is at VCC, so now it will be raised up to VCC. It has been raised up to VCC. Right, okay. And base 2 voltage is dropped by I1 RC, that is it is dropped up to minus 11. It is dropped by minus I1 RC. So it is dropped by minus I1 RC. And VC1 is given by VCE sat. So it is followed up to VCE sat. And base 1 voltage is now VBE sat. Base 1 voltage is now VBE sat. So this is this drop, I can say it is this complete drop, I can say it is I1 RC. Simply that is because of this capacitor voltage, complete voltage now here will drop across this, so that the base voltage will drop by I1 RC. Here this is VCE saturation, here it is VBE saturation. So okay, now what happens to this base voltage hereafter? We'll see that. Okay, now when Q1 is in on state, hereafter this capacitor which is having 11.3 volts, which is having this much voltage over here, now will try to discharge through this transistor. Now this capacitor will discharge through this transistor, and after completely discharged, that means after it is equal to 0 volts, now it will try to charge in the reverse direction. So now if I apply KVL, from here, the base 2 voltage will be VC1 is equal to KVL from VC1 to VB2. So VC1 is equal to capacitor voltage plus VB2 from this base voltage VB2 is equal to VC1 minus VC. Actually VC1 is 0.3 volts minus, it was 11.3, so it is now actually it at minus 11. So okay, now from here let's say this capacitor is now discharging. Now let's say this has been discharging, so let's say VB2 is equal to 0.3. Now the capacitor voltage is reduced to 10 volts, so now it will be at minus 9.7. Slowly, after some time, capacitor will discharge a little bit, the voltage will rise. Now let's say VB2 is equal to, again the capacitor is reduced, the voltage is reduced to let's say 5. Let's say the capacitor voltage is now 5, so this will be minus 4.7. That means again after some time it has been, the charge has been increased, or the voltage has been increased. So now let's say VB2 is equal to 0.3 minus, assume that this capacitor is now completely discharged. Now let's say the capacitor is now completely discharged, let's say 0, so now it is at 0.3. so this voltage after some time will reach up to 0.3. Okay, when this capacitor voltage is 0, the base to voltage is now raised to plus 0.3. Now here if you observe here, the signs are here positive and here negative. Let's say now the capacitor is completely discharged, so 0 means actually previously it is plus and minus. Now this capacitor actually it is now 0 after having 0 volts. Now this capacitor will try to charge through this resistor, so now the signs are plus minus. Now let's say the capacitor is charged to 0.1 in the reverse direction opposite to the previous one. So now VB2 will be 0.3 minus of minus 0.1, because I am changing sign because it is charging in reverse direction, so it is 0.4. Similarly, let's say it has been charged up to 0.4, so the VB2 will be 0.3 minus of minus 0.4, this is equal to 0.7. so when this capacitor is charged up to 0.4 volts, 4 volts, this capacitor after charging up to 0.4 volts in this direction, base to voltage is now raised to 0.7, which is sufficient for making this Q2 into on state. So let's say the base to voltage has now reached to 0.7, so immediately now this transistor Q2 will no longer in off state, but it will enter into on state. So once it is in on state, this voltage will now drop to again VCE saturation. So VCE saturation, actually here we have a boost up capacitor, sorry, speed up capacitor C1. Suddenly the voltage now followed by VCC to VCE sat, that means 12 to 0.3. This capacitor will never respond to instantaneous changes, act as short circuit, so completely it forms a short circuit path. A short circuit in parallel with resistor act as a short circuit. So here these 0.3 will now appears at this base of first transistor. That 0.3 is not sufficient to drive this transistor into on state, so immediately this will now enter into off state. Once if it is enter into off state, this IC1 will now 0, IB1 will be 0, and here this capacitor voltage, as IC1 is 0, this capacitor voltage will now rise to VCC, because the current flowing through this resistor will now be very small, so the drop across this resistor will be very small, so complete VCC will appear across VC1. So after getting into stable state, let us see what is how the waveforms are now. Okay, now when base to voltage is at 0.7, immediately Q1 enter into on state, Q1 will enter into off state, so VC2 will VC2 will fall to VCE sat, VB2 will fall to VBE sat, and this voltage will rise up to VCC. So now let us see what is the stable state voltage. Once again, this is Q1 off, now it is Q1 on. I would say this is a stable state. So when I say Q1 is in off state, automatically the voltage at this collector now will rise up to VCC. The base one voltage will be negative, and when this is Q2, So when Q2 is in on state, the collector voltage Vc2 will now fall to Vce sat, and base voltage will be at Vbe sat. So based on this, we'll draw the graph. So here Vc2 is now fall to Vce sat. Base 2 voltage will now fall to Vce sat. So this is actually Vce sat. So here I can say Q Q2 on, Q2 on, Q1 off. Now base 2 voltage will be at VBE sat here. Base 2 voltage is at VBE sat. So it will maintain at 0.7. Base 2 voltage is at 0.7. Now collector voltage of first transistor VC1 is VCC. VC1 is VCC. So that is, now it is raised to VCC. Now it is raised to VCC. It has been raised to VCC. VCC. And base 1 voltage is now negative. Base 1 voltage will now immediately fall to a negative value. So this is a negative value. So again this process repeats and it continues. So I can say here this is what actually a stable state, and this is a quasi stable state, and again stable state. If I draw one more here, I would get a quasi stable state. Again this will repeat over here also. This is the operation of a monostable multivibrator. We'll discuss more about this in the next class by solving some problems. Thank you.